Hello, everyone. My name's Hannia Yeverino.
I'm Adrian Romero.
I'm Brittany Lau, and today on this very special edition of Coog Cinema Reviews, we're going to be discussing the highly anticipated series, Selena the Series.
Selena Quintanilla, also known as the Queen of Tejano music, is a Mexican-American singer, songwriter, model, actress, and fashion designer. Born in 1971 in Lake Jackson, Texas, Selena's contributions to music and fashion have been greatly celebrated. Though her life was sadly cut short at the age of 23, Selena's legacy has lived on throughout the years.
Selena has posthumously earned accolades such as getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame back in 2017, which drew the biggest crowd ever recorded for such an event, by the way. And just this year was the 9th person to be inducted into the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Star Trail of Fame. The Quintanilla family still operates Q Productions, which oversees the Selena Museum in Corpus Christi that showcases stage costumes and other memorabilia from Selena's life. Recently, Forever 21 launched a clothing line inspired by Selena last year. And about that show that's going on Netflix, Brittany, what you got for us on that?
All right, so the details. Well, similar to its 1997 film predecessor, Selena the Series takes us into the life of Selena Quintanilla Perez, both professionally and personally. Only in this adaptation, we take a much deeper dive into the earlier years of Selena's life and learn more about not only the family's musical dynamic, but their struggle to rise to fame as well.
So my first impressions about the show was like, wow, really? Something else like besides the movie? Honestly, I was kind of excited. I didn't really want to judge it too much because I was like, oh, maybe it's going to be so great. Maybe I'm going to love it a lot. And even just seeing the trailers did excite me.
Yeah, going off on that, I think my first impression actually came from a review, like a judgment, and they didn't like it. The person reviewing it didn't like it, and I was like, oh no. So, it's that kind of, I was kind of nervous watching it too. Like, oh man, did they really just because iconic stuff like that, you don't really want to, touch too much because you might ruin it. But I don't know.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm a big Selena fan, and I'm excited to see any projects that come about with her. My only thing is, it's just such a demanding role, and so I think the production aspect of it, in terms of casting especially, it just has to be done right. And I was just really wary of who they were going to get. And if they were going to be able to step up to that plate,
I think something that surprised me was just to see I knew this show was going to be about the family more, but I didn't think it was going to be that much about the family.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, where I feel like we didn't see that much of Selena. So I think that was something that shocked me, and I really tried to take it in as I was watching the series.
No, I agree though. I definitely was also surprised at just how heavily focused it was more on the family aspect because, obviously the title, Selena the Series, we want to learn more about Selena. And of course, her family plays a big part in this as well, but she just felt like a secondary character to me. She felt very pushed to the side. And so while I love learning about, everything that played a role in kind of building up this star that we know today, I do feel like it was a little too pointed towards AB and Abraham, especially. Really enjoyed the second half. I think that once we kind of got introduced to the big players and more of the well-known people, I liked when Los Bad Boys entered the band.
Those bad boys though. When Macias came out, I was like, I hear some.
Hello. How you doing?
I was like, hey, Mr. Mullet.
I don't know. Yeah, I really enjoyed the second half more. And I just think that the performances got a little bit more fun, and then the fashion also made it a little bit more interesting to see. So yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite moment.
I know one moment that made me laugh was when the dad saw Chris and Selena, and they were driving, and he saw them in the rear view, And I was like, oh, like he had that face. Like I knew something was gonna happen. And then like the next scene, they cut to those people like eating. I'm like, wait, what the heck were these people talking
Yeah, I
about
don't
French
know,
fries?
like I don't think it hit as heavy it was supposed to, you know? Like it wasn't a big oh shoot moment, you know?
Yeah. But then they showed the bus pulling up, and I was like expecting him to like throw Chris out or something. But
Hmm.
he just got out. He threw all his stuff on the ground, and then they left him at Bucky's or Valero, whatever gas station.
Bucky's.
Whatever gas that, you know what I'm saying? I was like, but he had that face. I was like, oh, I know that face. So like
No.
he's
I,
someone's about
I
to get yelled at, and let's see what happens. That's
I
something that made
actually
me.
disagree. That was, I think, my favorite part of the whole show whenever he kicked him out, because I feel like it was one of the few moments where you could actually see a lot of emotion and a lot of tension was like, running high. So I really like that moment. Hot take.
That's what I'm
Just
saying. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, because I hate
I
the
liked
way
it
they
too,
did
honey. I
that
liked it too. I
scene.
promise.
whenever
I
Selena like
don't know. I hate it. I like because this is such a big moment in their life, the movie, everything. Like this is kind of a catalyst for what sets her to like go against her dad's wishes and just elope with him. And you're telling me that they shot this super pivotal scene through a gas station diner window and we're just seeing it in the
oh, that was
background.
awkward.
Yeah, so like I don't want to hear about these two random people like, how's your burger? Yeah, like what do you how do you like your Coke? Da-da-da. Oh wait, is that
Yeah.
Selena?
I
Just like, oh, it was not impactful to me.
I think that scene was my favorite only because we actually saw Selena speak up for the first time. I think, like, honestly, it could have been way better, but to be honest, compared to everything in the show, I feel
Yeah.
like that's where we saw more of Selena. So that's probably just why, because I was like, oh, finally some serotonin. Like, finally, she like goes against Abraham.
Kind of with that, in regard to like Selena kind of stepping up for herself and defending herself. I love the moment where she punches that guy in the crowd at one of their shows. I was like, ooh, Selena's got some kick to her.
For
That was
real.
awesome.
So the production value of the show, I feel like it could have been executed more properly. Sometimes you could kind of tell it was a little rushed. Like an example is whenever they were in cars, you could tell there was a green screen behind them. It took me a couple of episodes to notice that, but I feel like those are all things that could have been, fixed with maybe more time, more attention to detail, and also the editing just felt like it was too fast paced sometimes, and it threw me off, as well as how each and every episode concluded. It just left off on weird notes.
Yeah, I think the green screen that issue is so evident when they're driving in the convertible. And obviously like the top is down and you can just see like, ooh, I'm like there's no wind blowing, but the background just looks so drastically different and it's painfully bad. But
Got that Zoom background.
yeah, for the sake of the scene, I tried to look past it as much as I could. I just feel like they didn't spend enough time on Christian, embodying Selena as the performer. I wanted to see her dancing. I wanted to see her, performing her iconic movements, and the editing just kind of cut way too fast. It was on her for a split second, then it was the crowd, then it was another one of her bandmates, and I didn't get enough of her. And so with that, I feel like it also kind of plays into the bad lip syncing part of the show. When, I obviously think that they tried their best, but the editing didn't do them any favors. And so,
Yeah, well, they should have been aware of like how Selena, like fans crossing generations, crossing borders. Like they should have taken it a little more serious, because the fans take it serious for sure. Yeah, overall, as like a casual Selena fan, I thought the show was all right. I mean, I didn't really have any too big of issues with it, and I thought I kind of got the story, as good as I can with what we talked about with all the jumping around. But I can definitely see why some fans are kind of disappointed in it, and I hope that the writers and the family take note of it and they really step up the production game and step up maybe Selena's role a little bit more and show her more developed as a person and as a woman.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like Selena's number one fan, but I do, really love her music. I really love her story, everything she stands for. Growing up, I feel like I didn't ever really see any Mexican characters on screen, especially Mexican American. Like, our stories are never really told. So I really, even though I did have some problems with the show, I think, it's going to get better over time. I think, the upcoming seasons, they're going to realize all the criticism and put more effort into them. And honestly, like, the reason why I do like that this show came out is just that I really enjoy how all of the Selena talk is starting to resurface more and more. Even though, she has been talked about for the past years, I feel like more people are starting to look into her story more. And personally, I even found out about songs I didn't even know about from the show. So yeah, I think it's going to get better, and I have a lot of hope for it.
Definitely. I think overall, this was a good attempt. I'm cutting them a little bit of slack because it is such, a challenging thing to pull off. I've seen interviews, I've watched these videos with the actors giving their perspective on it and why they enjoy it, why they're proud of this project. So I definitely think that the intent is good, but I think overall, if they had just put in a little bit more time, a little bit more care, effort into this, as much as say the movie did. Again, I know that it is a little bit, of a difference in terms of how big a production company you are working with, but I did kind of expect a little better, but that doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy the series. I think it was picking up in the second half. I was really enjoying it. It kind of fell off, but I am still being hopeful for part two. I think that there is still some time for them to pick things up, execute things better. And yeah, kind of like what you guys said, I hope that they listen to the constructive criticism that people are putting out on social media, and they really just listen and they just try to give what the fans want, but also staying true to Selena's legacy. But another big thing I want to say, specifically to the producers and the production crew, a little bit of advice. Please do not try to pull a fast one on the fans, because as a big Selena fan, and I'm sure a lot of other fans noticed, the very first scene that the first episode opens up with, they're performing in Chicago in 1994. That's a big part of this issue. And as soon as she starts her performance of Como la Flor, they use the audio from the Houston Astrodome concert, which is arguably one of Selena's most iconic performances of her career. Everybody knows that concert, which took place on February 26, 1995. So I don't know if it was just me or other fans noticed it too, but that was very weird to experience, especially, different city, different performance. It was just weird. So I don't know if that was an issue where the team thought the fans will forgive us for this, or they won't notice. So just things like that. Please be careful.
True.
Yeah.
I just want to say, take a little bit more risk too. I felt like it was really safe. I felt like the first season was kind of really just safe, and I don't know about you. I mean, I do know we all want to hear about like the kind of like dark corners of the life, and we also want to hear about the highs. but the lows are important too. And I feel like don't feel like you have to play it safe and really just show us who she really is. And if you give us something new that maybe some even some of the people who pay attention to the details don't know, I think that would be awesome. I think people would watch that and respect that.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
J-Lo, baby.
It's unanimous.
Yeah.
No shade to Christian, but I just feel like at this point, J-Lo's performance is just too iconic.
That's perfect answer.
Underrated. I don't know. That's a tough one.
I put Fotos y Recuerdos. I just feel like although it gets a little bit of love, it doesn't get enough.
So the show actually like introduced me to sukiyaki, I think, or sukiyaki. It's either or. Sorry for butchering it. But it's not like an original song. It's a Spanish rendition of a Japanese song, and it's really beautiful. So yeah, I liked it on my Spotify.
And 3, 2, 1.
Suzette. Oh, Suzette. Yeah, she did. Where'd you put Adrian?
Put the mom.
The mom.
Marcela.
Abraham.
3, 2, 1.
Las dramáticas.
La dramática.
Oh my god.
Where'd you put Adrian?
Put the homies.
Wow.
Nice.
Because my last name's Yeverino, and we got obviously got from my dad, so we just call him Yeve. So I just think we would all be Los Yeves.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, mine is the one I always think of when I think of Selena. That's the one that pops in my head.
Yeah, I chose Dreaming of You and Como la Flor just because I feel like those are two just astronomically popular songs
Yeah.
that you associate either one. Like one comes to mind immediately when you think of her. So I feel like they're kind of tied. And they're both English and Spanish. So
Dreaming of You is my favorite.
Dreaming of You is my favorite, but I feel like the one that I think, really makes people think about, like whenever you think of Selena, you think of Como la Flor.
Mhm.
That was my reasoning behind it.
thank you guys so much for tuning in to this very special edition of Coog Cinema Reviews.
If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what's your favorite Selena song and what did you think about Selena the series?
Yeah, to stay updated with the rest of what we do here at Coog TV, make sure to subscribe to us on all the socials, and I guess we'll see y'all next time.